Hey everyone, I'm Muthulakshmi, a UX UI designer and design mentor. So in today's video, we are going to discuss top essential 10 things that every UX UI designer must know before they enter into the industry. So this video was requested by one of our followers in the comments. If you also have some idea on what topic that we need to be discussing in the next video, then please feel free to comment and subscribe to this channel so that you can get everyday update on the design tips, career advices, portfolio reviews of my students. Let's get into the video. First of all, let's try to understand the difference between user experience UX and user interface UI. So user experience refers to the way how we are going to find out the functionality of the application, like how the product actually works. It could be the structure, the flow, usability. And on the other hand, user interface UI refers to the visual things like typography, the colors that we choose, the components that we'll be using, like the buttons, what kind of buttons are we going to use, and it is going to focus on the visual hierarchy. So uh, many designers get a confusion between these, but having an understanding of what UX means and what UI means will help you as a designer to choose which role are you more interested in. But there are many roles, like you have to do both UX and UI, but having an understanding of these will help you to create a case study that will be clear, and your portfolio will also be good. Design thinking and problem solving. So in this, we should not think as design is not just about beautifying the screens and making pretty screens, but it is actually about solving the real user problems. First, we need to try to understand the user, identify what are the user needs and what kind of problems are they facing, how are we going to empathize and then solve that particular problem. So it involves designing for that problem, like creating the solution, brainstorming ideas with other designers who are is working, and then collaborating with the cross functional team so that we can get a better understanding of what kind of design we need to propose, so that it will be helpful and it will be easy to get a conversion when it comes to development. And it also involves thinking from the user's perspective, as I said earlier, and we need to prototype it and then deliver it. So it involves testing as well. We need to test it with the real users in order to understand how they are finding the application, whether they are finding it complex or difficult to understand, they are not able to get a self understanding of how this app actually works. So that also matters. The third most important tip is that we need to understand the user research basics. Like, first, before we start designing anything, first we need to talk with the users. It could be like user interviews, surveys. There are qualitative and quantitative analysis, right, that we can do. And then we'll have to test it with the users, like how are they feeling this particular existing application and what we can do to improve that application. So what are the pain points, frustrations which the user is feeling, like empathizing the entire user journey. Okay, that is important before we delve into the design phase. The fourth point is wireframing and information architecture. So we need to start with wireframes, like low fidelity wireframes, and then proceed with high fidelity designs, so that we can get some clear idea of how this product is going to be and what are the things that we can refine as the project progresses. So we need to define the clear user flow and the information architecture, like from what is going to come. So what is the actual structure of this application entirely, we'll have an understanding. So for that, we can make use of tools like Figma, Balsamic, or even just pen and paper. Okay, so that is quite important when it comes to design. only then we will have the functionality idea and how this particular project will actually be. The next thing that I want to discuss is UI design principles. We need to know at least the basics of UI design, like it could be spacing, alignment, and not even though if you're not aware of how to use auto layout, still you need to make use of the grids, how much spacing you need to leave for margins, and the consistency also matters. Like each and every page that you are designing for the application should be consistent, it should be uniform, it should not be different from one another. So okay, and hierarchy. And so what you can do, you can follow material design guidelines or Apple human interface guidelines. There are even you can make use of Atlassian. So anything you can follow, and then try to maintain consistency and follow the UI design principles, so that the interface can be made, or it could even be broken down. So it actually depends on how you are good in UI. The next one is design system and components. So when we are having a design system, it will ensure that the app is consistent throughout. Okay, so it also improves the collaboration and scalability when you are working as a team, so that everyone can make use of this component and you need not go and change at each and every instance. Just making change in the component will reflect everywhere. So you have to follow a design system wherein you can have the buttons, pop-ups, even something like modals. So these things may comprise of a design system, or even it could include the typography and colors. So it is important to follow a design system in order to ensure it is uniform throughout the application. Accessibility and inclusive design. So we need to consider each and every person and then design. So it includes considering readable text, using proper contrast, and then we are using some text like alternative text for the images and keyboard navigation, right? So accessibility is not going to be optional, but it is a necessity. So the next comes prototyping and testing. So it involves just not handing over the Figma file, but we need to prototype them. How we can do? So one, we can do by ourselves, but we also need to test it with the users. Like you can just complete the prototyping and then test it with the users, see where they are struggling. So if you find them, then you can iterate it again. You are going to make some variations, so that you know how to satisfy the user needs. Portfolio building and brand identity. So your portfolio is going to be your identity. So make sure your portfolio is having 2 to 3 strong projects. It should also include clear documentation of what work you have done and what duration. Okay, so you can also use what are the tools that you have made use of during this project time, and what were the complexity, like difficulties that you faced in the project in the earlier stages. In that way you can document the project and then post it in either your portfolio can be in Behance, or you can have, like you can own your own website, like have a domain and then have a website on your own. Or like there are multiple platforms where you can have a portfolio website. It could be Framer or Webflow, Squarespace. So there are many platforms like that where you can host your portfolio, right? And then like how you can improve your brand identity is that you can continuously post content on LinkedIn, be active in LinkedIn, and you can share what are the designs that you have made in Dribble and Behance. In that way you can stay updated in the industry. The last and important tip that I want to give is continuous learning and feedback. UX UI industry is always evolving, one step ahead. So you need to make sure that you are updated and you are continuously learning in UX UI design. How you can stay updated? Either by reading blogs, watching YouTube videos like this, and you can even receive feedback on the designs or your case studies that you have done. So, getting feedback is one crucial thing that each and every designer should have. Because only when you receive feedback and then you incorporate that feedback in your design will improve. So, in order to iterate and then grow ahead, you need to receive feedback and you need to incorporate it. Take it as a way how you are going to grow. Okay, so that's it for today. These 10 essentials are for you to become a confident UX UI designer. If you like the content in this video, please do subscribe, like, and comment your favorite tip in this video. And if you want to take your learning further, please feel free to book a one-on-one session, link in description. See you guys in the next video. Until then, keep designing with purpose. Bye.